we are back on Sportsman Radio. I'm your host, Chris. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Chuck Swirsky, the play-by-play announcer for the Chicago Bulls on Sportsman Radio. Hey, Chuck, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Thank you for the invitation to be on your show.
It's an honor, Chuck. It's an honor. So, pretty much, one thing that I want to talk about with the Bulls is that what's the number one thing that you're able to watch from the Bulls every single game, 66 games this season, that you're pretty much able to watch every single game? You see the same thing every single game. Is there anything, Chuck?
Well, I mean, the team unity is off the charts. We play so well as a team, and everyone's pulling for one another. And I know it sounds like cliche, but it's true that these players genuinely care about each other on and off the floor. And I've said this and I tweeted it, that over the last 2 years, including last year's Ball Club, over the last 2 years, this is the finest group of men, not only players, but first and foremost men, that I've ever been around in professional or collegiate sports. And it's not a criticism of the other teams I've covered or done play-by-play, but this is a very unique period of time in Bulls history. I'm not saying that they're as good as the team that won 6 championships with Jordan and Pippen, and you can go right down the list with Rodman and Paxson and whatnot. I'm just talking about as a individual who's around the club day after day after day, they are off the charts.
Hey, you know, I can definitely see where you're getting that from. And actually, last season, Derrick Rose played great, won MVP, and I believe he only missed 1 game. This season, Rose has played great, but he's missed a lot of games this season. He played in 39 games, which means he missed 27. What is it like to see a player tearing up the court one season, and then next season seeing him on the bench half the season due to injury, Chuck?
Well, I mean, you never like to see any player, regardless of status, in the case of Rose, certainly, as an MVP, go down with an injury. I mean, this is their livelihood. This is what they enjoy doing. This is their passion. Having said that, it's a part of the game. And I don't want to throw that around cavalierly, but the truth of the matter is it's professional sports. These players are going at a high skill speed. They're hitting the floor. Their bodies are going jagged left and right to the rim, and injuries occur. So as a team, you have to be prepared for injuries, and you have to have depth. And that's where John Paxson, Gar Foreman have done a magnificent job with this team, building a team. So in the event we go down with injuries, whether it's Rose, whether it's Dang, whether it's any other player, in the case of C.J. Watson, you have other players to step up. Maybe not necessarily as good as those players, but they still blend in.
Yeah, and you mentioned those players, and man, I mean, these players, they play at starting capabilities. I mean, if they weren't on the Chicago Bulls, like, for instance, C.J. Watson or Taj Gibson, I could definitely see those guys definitely battling or having a starting position. Wouldn't you say, Chuck?
Absolutely 100% accurate.
I mean, honestly, if you ask me, Taj Gibson is the best bench player I believe we have. I mean, the way he goes out there, he's had a starting position before his rookie season, and I just think he's just been improving, definitely improving, and I definitely think we have Carlos Boozer to thank to that.
Yeah, well, Boozer has been a very consistent player for the Bulls. He's averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds. His scoring and boards are down. His field goal percentage is very high. But you know what? When you look at it, the volume of work what he's done, and he never missed a game in 66 this year, I think it's terrific.
I agree with you, and I actually mentioned that earlier, that the chemistry with Carlos Boozer and Noah last season, people were saying it didn't seem that good. This season, they're definitely they definitely changed their mind.
Well, Noah and Boozer really clicked. Their interior passing in the lane is fabulous, and they feed off one another. The spacing of the floor has improved dramatically, and again, these are players because Boozer missed some time last year, and Noah missed time last year, it takes a while. People don't want to hear that. They think these players, you can just like put pieces together like Legos. It doesn't work like that at the NBA level.
Yeah, and whenever someone mentions a championship team, they take a look at the bench. There's not one negative thing I can say about the Chicago Bulls bench, a.k.a. bench mob. Chuck, I mean, how would you describe this bench? I mean, you're there at every single game. I mean, you have bench players filling in starting roles for the Bulls. How can you describe that for us?
Well, I would say this: when they come in, they want to make a difference. They want to leave, whether it's 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 6 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Each of them want to make a difference to help their team succeed. They check the egos at the door. They're not about stats. They're about winning. And it's very rare in pro sports. You may have a couple of those guys, but it's very rare in sports to find a whole team with that mindset. And it carries over from the starters to the bench. And, I mean, I know it's, coined the bench mob, but as you mentioned, there are a number of players from the bench mob that could start.
Definitely, and I know James Harden has been playing great for OKC. It looks like he'll win Sixth Man of the Year, but in my opinion, I'll definitely vote Taj Gibson. Is he even in this conversation, Chuck, do you know?
Well, I mean, conversation is great when you start talking about Taj Gibson. I mean, everyone loves to talk about Taj because, number one, he's a great guy. Secondly, he just gets after it every night. I mean, he was the 26th pick taken in the draft. And what a steal. I mean, he's had a solid NBA career.
And you got to mention, Chuck, he's a poster machine.
Yes, he is. He loves to dunk.
And how about our rookie, Jimmy Butler? That man could play also. Although he didn't get much playing time this season, he's proven a lot. Can you see Jimmy Butler being the starting small forward for the Chicago Bulls in the future?
I can see Jimmy Butler playing extended minutes, whether he starts. That's for the coach, and I kind of always stay clear of that because they know the players and the system and what they're looking for much better than I. But I can tell you that Jimmy Butler can play at the NBA level. He's going to have a long career.
Yeah, and although we don't see him in many games, well, we don't see him play a lot of minutes in many games, I really do hear his name more out there than other rookies in the league.
Well, there are some very good rookies in this league. I mean, it's going to get better, too. But, where the Bulls drafted, I think they got to steal. Of course, they got to steal the Mirotic as well. So, I mean, one leads to the other, and it's called good drafting, good management, good ownership.
All right, Chuck, and you've been the play-by-play voice for the Toronto Raptors for about 10 seasons. Then in, I believe, 2008, you came to the Chicago Bulls. You became their play-by-play voice. What do you think, or what would you say is the number one difference from announcing in Toronto than in Chicago?
Well, I think, both franchises have great ownership. Both franchises have great fan bases. I would say that probably looking at the two franchises, the Bulls have probably had a little bit more stability with their plan, with players. But I think what they're doing in Toronto, they're doing it the right way because they're going with kids that are going to play. I think that, with another lottery pick based on last year with the top 5 pick, Valanciunas, I think with Calderon in his last year, they're going to, and with DeRozan, I think, Calderon, I think a lot of teams are going to go after him. He's got 1 year left on his deal, and I think he is a very marketable point guard. And I think better days ahead for the Raptors for certain.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And Chuck, last question. Tomorrow's the big day. It's the start of the NBA playoffs for our Chicago Bulls. What are you looking forward to see, Chuck?
I want to see fire. I want to see passion. I want to see a sense of urgency. And you take nothing for granted. As we found out last year, Indiana won Game 1. They came into the United Center and they stole the game. That can't happen. You need to send Philadelphia a strong message. Get to here at the United Center. Take care of business as much as you can on the road.
right, Chuck, I really appreciate your time. It was fun to have you on the show. Is there anything you want to tell our listeners about?
No, I just want to thank you for the invitation. It's always a pleasure talking Bulls basketball. I love our fans, and I appreciate people who dial us up on the Bulls Radio Network to catch our broadcast. I work with a great guy in Bill Wennington, and I'm very, very humbled to be in that chair. So thank you again. Enjoy your weekend, and go Bulls.